Okay, we're waiting for some people to drift in, but in the meantime, I want to give the best Chicago good morning ever. We are, yay! We are so excited to be here. I am Sue Hassmiller, and I am serving as the Senior Scholar in Residence at the National Academy of Medicine and advisor to the president there. And welcome to the Future of Nursing 2020-2030 Town Hall meeting in Chicago. And we thank our Dr. Rice and his president for allowing the use of this extraordinary facility. It is wonderful, and we thank you. We thank you for all of you for being here and our committee members who are sitting on the front row. So we're here today to learn from experts and stakeholders, and the content of today's panel, of course, all of the panels, as our report is, on the nurse's role in addressing social determinants and health equity. And so that will be the topic of this town hall meeting: education, research, and practice. And while there'll be a brief time for the committee to ask questions after the panelists speak throughout the morning, we will not take comments from the audience. This will just be questions between the committee members and the panels. But there will be time when we open the mics for open mic, and many of you have signed up for an open mic session where you will have 2 minutes to provide testimony to the committee. We have 4 organizations who will actually be invited before you to speak for 5 minutes. But because we're on a very short time frame here, everyone will be cut off at time. So don't get mad at me, don't get mad at anybody, the nursing profession, it's all good. We just want to make sure we respect everyone's time in speaking. Now, it is my great honor and privilege to introduce the co-chair of this Future of Nursing 2030 committee, Dr. Mary Wakefield, visiting distinguished professor at Georgetown University and the University of Texas. I do want to make a note that our other co-chair for this committee, Dr. David Williams from Harvard, is unable to join us today. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Mary Wakefield. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sue. I want to add my thanks to Dean Rice and to the Malcolm X staff. What a beautiful facility we have the privilege of being in today. It's just a delight to be here. Also extend special thanks to the committee members from the National Academy of Medicine who are here in the front rows and have made the effort that it takes to get here and to participate in today's meeting. I just want to reiterate the focus of the task of this committee that was established by the National Academy of Medicine. The purpose of this report is an effort. The purpose of this effort is to produce a consensus report that will chart a path for the nursing profession to help our nation create a culture of health, to help reduce health disparities in this country, and to improve the health and well-being of the U.S. population. In terms of the committee process, let me make just a couple of comments about that for those of you who are unfamiliar with how the National Academy of Medicine's processes work. First of all, at this stage, we'll all want to keep in mind that we're very much in an information gathering phase. That's the focus of today's meeting. Today, the work here is to add information and to add materials to the committee's set of information to help them to further examine and discuss issues around the topic that I just mentioned in the course of their making findings, drawing conclusions, and ultimately framing recommendations that will become part of the final report. As we engage in the dialogue today, as you hear comments that are made by individuals, including comments made by members of the committee, those comments, of course, should not be interpreted as final positions of the committee or final positions of the National Academies, because bottom line, they aren't. We are, as I said, really in an information gathering phase. In addition, as you'll hear committee members asking questions of panelists, one ought not to associate a particular intentions or perceptions with those questions that might be asked. They shouldn't be interpreted, in other words, as representing a particular position on the part of the committee, because as I said, can't underscore it enough, we're really very much in an information gathering phase at this point of the process. Just to share a few additional features of the committee process, this is one of several meetings that this committee will be holding. This committee meeting, this town hall today, is in addition to 2 additional town halls that will be held a bit later this summer. And before the draft of the committee is written, there will be additional committee deliberations beyond these town halls. And once the committee has completed its draft report, there's an entirely new process that's added to the process, and that is that draft from the committee goes through an incredibly rigorous review by other experts who are anonymous to the members of the committee. So this is a pretty involved process that we're a part of today. All by way of saying that anyone who might want to draw conclusions about the committee's work, about the committee's ultimate product and recommendations based on today's presentations and today's discussions, well, that would be quite premature given this lengthy process that I just described.